So Jonathan Dickerson State Park, they have the Camp Murphy mountain bike trails, and it's pretty sweet. Before we head on the trails though, make sure you check out the skills park. There's a ton of little obstacles and things to roll over, get you warmed up. Pretty amazing what they've done there. I mean, check out these skinnies. This network of skinnies is just totally neat. They also have a little pump track here. You can go around and remind yourself of how little talent you have. Let's go ahead and roll into Tortoise. This is the entrance, also where you exit the main trail. And we're going to be zooming ahead here, getting to some of my favorite sections. See, there's a bypass to Bunker Hill, which is the advanced section. We'll be getting back to that later. So I'm pretty high on this stuff. Just so you guys know, this is typically what I'm biking on this time of the year. But one week out of the year I get to spend in Florida, and this park is where I tend to like to go. So here we have this whoop-de-doos and these series of berms. Again, it's so cool. Super flowy. They build these trails. They pack it down with some sort of mixture of natural stone. There's some shell in there, some other stuff. It sort of feels like concrete. But the traction's excellent. Every once in a while you'll find a little obstacle like that. Each part of the trails are sort of set up into these little sections. This one's called Ranger. Again, you can see the flow. We head into Lake. Then we're going to zip ahead here into the Snake Pit. So this ride was all done on my 2018 Intense Sniper, set up as the cross-country version, which is 100 mil travel. And this bike was entirely new to me, so its first trip was out here into the Murphy Trails, and it was well suited for it. I mean, there's not a ton here that you need to go crazy all mountain with. You certainly could, definitely in Bunker Hill, but for my purposes and what I like to ride, it was a good choice. Love these boardwalks. Nice little jump here at the end. Amazing work these guys have done. I mean, it's just for someone from the Northeast, I'm not used to a ton of trails like this. I mean, look at this there's a little section here, a little switchback, so you have a berm to the right, another berm, and then yeah, I wouldn't be on those paths, actually. Very easy to not see what's around the corner because of the brush here. Alright, so heading into Palmetto. Again, just left, right, super flow. Now there is some sand along the course, not too much, and here we're coming up onto the incident. I think this was a combination of a bit of sand, me not having gloves, sweating like a maniac. I just lost hold of the bike. Good times. All right, back up and heading into this other skinny section. There's like 3 paths you can take here. One's easy, one's difficult. This is sort of the medium one. And you can see how people tried to help by stacking some rocks and stuff in the tricky corner sections. Took me a couple of times to get through that medium one. There we go again. Got a gentleman trying the easy one here. And there we go. Finally made it around. Once you come out of those skinnies, there's a bypass. Make sure you avoid that. Go to this half pipe area. It's pretty cool. There's some really sweet boardwalks. You can see here this one turns and heads uphill, and then there's like this left turn that goes straight down. Now it's a little sketchy section coming up here. It looks really tempting, but it was just, here we go, right over here, straight down. It's so sandy down there. You know, maybe if you had a ton of speed, you'd cruise through that. But then you're faced with this super steep berm. It's all torn up with this material. I gave it once or twice a go on previous attempts and never found a good path through it. And then there's not really much payoff for it. There's a bit of a jump there, but kind of takes you off course. You get through some rocks here, and then one of my favorite sections, just because it's like out of nowhere, there's this elevated boardwalk, which is just gorgeous. There's a little pond to the left. Really see the beauty of the area. All right, firing. This is start where it gets really excited. There's a series of, I think it's around 5 little doubles. Into this sweeping berm. And that's where I've taken another peek at. So here you can get a better sense of the elevation. You definitely have some, you're moving downhill here, so it's easy to get enough speed. Again, I'm not the jump master, so don't look here for technique. This is a really sandy area, but they put a nice little skinny in there that's just at least new to me. That was pretty cool. Now we're about 3/4 of the way through the course, and I find some of these trails on the second half of the system pretty awesome. One leads out to this, again, another pump track. And to the right here, which we're going to kind of zoom around here. Oh, well, first, before we get there, so all this is maintained by an org called Clip Scrub. I'm totally going to support them. I mean, it's $40 a year. Costs you $4 to $6, depending on how many people in your vehicle to get into the park, and I think it's totally worth it. So you, with the membership, you get a number of entrances. For the week that I ride this place, I think it's totally worth it. So here we are going into Hare. Hare is the tail end of the regular path. It's very fast, very flowy. You can see how the canopy sort of changes a bit. You got some more trees and stuff because you're heading back to the entrance, and it's one heck of a ride. A lot of fun. And here we are. Now we're back at the entrance to the park. Got the Skills Park to your right there. We're going to head back out. This time we're going to go over to Bunker Hill. Right when you take that bypass, there's this little skinny. Nice little reminder that, you know, you're likely human, which is helpful for what's coming ahead. All right, so here we go. Now, again, I'm not much of a jumper here. I'm kind of a cross-country dork, and so all this stuff is. You'll see people fly through here with much more interesting technique than you'll see from me. But it's a built up area. There's lots of berms, lots of jumps. For someone who knows what they're doing, it'd be a hell of a lot of fun. I love how it says expert area. No, because I'm clearly not. So I'm zooming past some of the climbs here. Oh, climbs might be too strong of a word, but the portions that get you back to the higher elevation, they're pretty cool as well. Some of them are technical in nature. There's some rocks, some little turns and stuff, but the downhill's the more interesting stuff. This rock feature was kind of cool. It's just broken up concrete, but they did a nice job making it a little bit challenge. Again, another sweet berm. You can see those rocks coming up the other way. That's what I was referring to earlier. Yeah, I avoided that jump. That off-camber stuff, I'm not quite sure how to handle. Into a rock feature. And you know what's amazing here is that there is a number of rock features. All the surfaces are pretty hard packed. I've never pinch flatted here, which of course now guarantees me that I will next time. But unusual for me. I usually pinch flat, but this place has been good to me. Alright, this is back at sort of the top junction of Bunker Hill, so where a lot of trails sort of intersect. So each time I see this, I'm like, so glad I didn't endo. Again, jump's not my thing. Alright, here's some nice stair sections. Leads into another one. There's this big nice drop. Got that 100 mil of travel working. This area was sort of interesting, just a series of berms, but they used this, I don't know what sort of material that was, like curved concrete up at the top. Makes it sort of interesting. All right, here's the penultimate set of jumps. There's a easier path to the right, which I'm taking, but a series of two massive jumps on the left, and now we're done. Now we're back out at the park. Highly recommend going. It's totally worth it, and can't say enough about the good work that folks have done there.